Hi everyone, here's another company update, and in this update I'm gonna walk you through some of the major priorities and themes for the next period. And I'm gonna talk about first, increased Facebook marketing, secondly, YouTube video-based marketing strategy, our student ambassador as the third point, and finally I'm just gonna go into the fourth point, which is mentor acquisition. So let me just share my screen here, and I'll show you our the presentation. Okay, so the first thing I like to talk about is the overall theme of how we're going to do our marketing. And right now, of course, we're trying to sell a specific product, a learn and earn path, enabling students to become freelancer. But I think at the end here, the thing that we should be emphasizing and we should be focusing on is to sell a specific freelance lifestyle. So meaning that it's something social, it's not something that is being done alone in a room, like a lot of the pictures that we're currently showing. I like to have pictures out where it's happening in cafes with smart, young, and cool people. I think if we project that image, I think we're going to be much more appealing and we're going to be much more persuasive in our marketing. So that's the high-level concept, and in order to drive that forward, I like to focus on four things that I mentioned. And this model, I showed that approximately a year ago when I moved to Bangladesh and we started the journey of going for online learning. And I showed this model, which consists of four components. It's about what you see here is the online ops team, online instructors, video courses, and then offline assistance. So this model more or less is still consistent with what we're planning to do going forward. And I like to go through each of these four dimensions at the time. So if we start out with the online ops team, this is pretty much the team that will enable us to reach students and enroll them. So it's more or less online marketing as well as support for mentors, etc. And as some of you might have seen in our Facebook group, I put out this budget, and it essentially shows how we're targeting to grow the company in 4 stages. So last month we hit the approximate number of $6,000. We didn't reach 150 students, so the revenue is slightly less. But what we're doing now for March is that we're stepping up the advertising game, trying to hit the $10,000 to see if we can get approximately 285 students, and then reducing the cost or the acquisition cost per students, resulting in the revenues numbers below. So the main point here is that if we constantly invest into marketing, we're going to drive more revenue. We'll have more revenue to invest into the next month marketing, etc. So like this pretty much shows the 4-step models where we're currently at the second steps. And even though that we haven't exactly hit the revenue targets, I still think we're pretty much on track in terms of hitting those numbers. So leading this effort is mostly Mehan and Rifat in Bangladesh. So a lot of the Facebook marketing is focused around building up an audience. So what you see here is a 3-step process on how to acquire the students. So in the first column here, we have a lot of campaigns, which is creating general awareness about Coders Trust. Then from there, we're retargeting those that have in general liked those posts with some more course-specific materials, meaning that if you are have an interest in graphic design, that's what we'll retarget you with. And then at the end, the third one, if you have then shown some interest in graphic design, bookkeeping, or whatever it be, then we'll go for the more hardcore call to action conversion and showing the visitor a landing page where they can sign up, and hopefully we'll be able to capture the leads from there, and then we have the calling team to call them. So one more thing which is also going very strong is that we have much more content online. So we used to have like a very basic website on landing page, some information, but I think with the new website there's a lot more material that the user, the student, potential students can go in and research before taking a decision, which is quite significant in the sense that he's paying a pretty high a number to actually get access to Coders Trust. So another flow which I think is important to capture the students and to become more efficient is to give them a free trial course. So as a part of the website, we have made it possible for students to just start learning for free and get a sample of how exactly it will look. So if you go to the Start Learning for Free section, you can choose to either then jump into the freelance blocks, or you can jump into the more specific courses of accounting, design, etc. And from there, you'll hit a sales landing page, and then you can enroll in the 14-month trial. So this essentially gives us the opportunity to keep the student engaged on a website, make a deeper connection, and then once he's enrolled, we can capture their information on Intercom, and we can follow up on them for that. I think that's going to reduce the hit rate in terms of calling people, and I think it's going to make the ones that we do call much more qualified. They know what it actually is, what we can do for them, and they might even already be persuaded to join. So hopefully that will reduce our customer acquisition cost. So that was the part of the online ops team in terms of marketing and in terms of onboarding students. Then I like to go to this section, which covers the video courses. And I know we have had a lot of discussion on what should we produce ourselves and what should we rely on third-party content. And as a starting point, of course, if there's already a course on Udemy or Udacity, something freely available, then of course we should use that and put that into our overall platform. But I think it makes sense to start producing some of our own content, but mainly for marketing purposes. So I think a lot of the work going forward is going to be around how to create video content that can reach out, catch the attention of students, and then convert them into paying students. And I think the main reason why I think we should jump into this area is essentially because of the production cost, which is dramatically being reduced. So right now we're investing into a camera and some lighting and microphone setting, and I think that will enable us to record a lot of high quality videos out of the office in Bangladesh. And at the same time, if you look at distribution, with YouTube, it's essentially free to have the content hosted there. And there's pretty good analytics in terms of who's watching it, and it's already have a built-in crowd. And it gives us pretty good opportunity to reach more students in an organic way, where people are just searching for a quick tutorial, or by promoting the videos and thereby capture the different leads. And as opposed to a lot of other stuff, this can go global if the content is good enough. So in terms of producing and distributing the videos, what I like to think, or what I like to do is to build a pretty well-organized production pipeline where we are doing some scripting and then recording in Bangladesh and then adding some text and then distributed it into the different channels that we have. So of course right now we're putting our videos on Facebook, but it's equally important that we put it on YouTube. And one thing is to have one format, but it's important to re-edit these format into the different channels, so that if we produce a video, it can go into our MailChimp newsletter, it can go into our Unbound landing page for campaigns, You can go into our trial period or specific course in Thinkific, and you can go into our campaigns on Intercom to acquire and onboard the different students. Everything should be viewed as a funnel towards driving students down to funding Codasus.com. So now that we're investing into better video capturing materials, a camera, a mic, etc., I think it's important to have live. I think the live session that was done previously, that's amazing, but it's also to improve our mentor presentation video, our student testimonials, and maybe even record some of the live classroom training with a mobile Mac. Another thing is, of course, to produce these tutorials where I've seen that Carter have done a really good job. So for this, we need to do a much better job at organizing our YouTube channel. So currently everything seems to be extremely scattered all over the place. But what I've done is that I've used my own YouTube profile to give you an example of how a YouTube should be viewed. And if I just jump to my you can see here that I've tried to set up the YouTube channel in a way where it gives an overview. So of course there's a good banner, there's a primary video, and then I've organized all the different videos into different categories. So here's the explainer videos, here are the different Codasus commercials, here are something student testimonials, interviews with me and Kayo and Mehan, etc. Speaking events, and then I put in the freelance videos, what people say about Codasus, company updates, local news coverage, etc., etc., etc. So I think in this way we'd be able to create a really good organized video channel, and I think that's a starting point to start driving students from YouTube. And what I noticed is that Carter actually has a pretty good channel as well, where he's uploading all his different tutorials. So the more that we can put that into a structure, the better. Okay, so that was the video part. So now we've gone through what we're doing is the online ops team of the video part, and then I like to talk about our offline component. So as you all know, we have a pretty good center in the middle of in Dhaka, but at some point we need to grow beyond that center. And since it's a pretty big investment to create a center, what we need to do is to create small pop-up hubs in existing cafes where students or freelancers already are. And the idea here is to use our existing alumni student as ambassadors. And the reason we should use these students is because they have already gone through the process, and we can select the best performing, and they can be an offline teaching assistant to supplement the higher paid and more qualified online mentors. So we set up this landing page for students, and this is a concept that Lincoln is working on in Bangladesh, and Tauland is working on in Kosovo. And the idea is for the student to set up a freelance hub in their local cafes. So essentially turning whatever internet cafe there is in the local community and turn that into a freelance hub. And instead of having expensive equipment, it's bring your own laptop and then just set up like this roll-up banner, and then they're good to go. So I've made an outline here of how it could be rolled out. So I put in a budget, and I think this could be a really good way to create small communities and make sure that our freelancers are not alone. And I also think it could be a really good way to acquire new students, because we've seen that even though that we can do a lot of online marketing, it doesn't make sense to pay Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook $50 for each student. We might as well give it to existing students, and they can be ambassadors, and then I'd rather give those $50 to them as a commission once they drive students. So so that was the student ambassadors. Then lastly, I like to go through the online instructors or online mentors. So the basic idea here is to have the best possible mentors in each area, so that we can open up new courses in new and different fields. So what you see here is the landing page, where we're targeting the best performing freelancers in the top 20 in-demand skills on Upwork, and then converting them into mentors on our platform, so that we'll create a marketplace where the mentors are more or less operating their batch independently, just as Carter have done for design and Misan have done for bookkeeping. So Cairo has a pretty good onboarding mentor on Thinkific overview or dashboard, where he's taking each mentor at a time and onboarding them Thinkific, so that we can be much more structured in how we organize our content and how we do systematic online marketing. So I already went through that slide. So just to sum up, the whole idea here is to go much more aggressively in on acquiring students on Facebook, get to a level where we're spending more than $10,000 on Facebook marketing to get to a much higher level in revenue, and then get the best possible instructors from the freelance market to run batches independently. And then over time produce more and more content, so that there is supplementary material in Thinkific and throughout our acquisition funnel. And then supplement that with these offline teaching assistants that will be a local component, so that will essentially be a 360-degree solution for any freelancers anywhere in the world. And I honestly believe that this model could scale beyond Banani and beyond Dhaka and beyond Bangladesh, and essentially be the model on how we roll out more broadly. So I think the next couple of months is going to be extremely exciting in terms of seeing how this is going to play out in Bangladesh and in Kosovo. So with that, I like to say goodbye and thank you very much for listening in. So if you have any questions, I'll be posting this video in our Facebook group and in Slack, and you're of course more than welcome to make comments or come up with some questions. Okay, thank you very much. Take care. Bye.